live first alert forecast.
Let's talk about the Thursday, very conditional severe threat Thursday night, and then we'll of course revisit what's happening right now on radar. So first of all, the overall setup for Thursday night shows a highly unstable environment, but we need more than instability to work with when it comes to any sort of severe weather threat locally. The strikes against severe weather, lack of moisture, and the timing. There's also something called a cap on the environment as these storms move in, which is essentially almost too much warm air in the upper levels of the atmosphere for storm formation to even occur. You need a layer of colder air so that the storms can actually begin to expand and grow well above the surface. That looks to be lacking up until about 8 or 9 p.m. Thursday night. And if we cannot break what, again, is called the cap early enough, then, well, we wouldn't likely see even a drop of rain. So that is one of the things that we're having to kind of sort through, is whether or not that cap breaks. But again, lack of moisture and timing are also things that we're looking at that would seem to suggest that the severe weather threat is lower. Now, what's possible? Isolated severe storms. A wind and or tornado risk would accompany some of these showers and thunderstorms into Thursday night. The environment seems favorable for a little bit of turning and some intensification of storms should they form. Storm energy, again, is high. Instability really isn't the question. It's the ability for, again, that cap to break, that front to move through just at the right time, which would be about 8 or 9 p.m. But as I mentioned, the cap should be in place through then, which would make storm initiation a little more difficult. But nonetheless, the instability is there. We'll see if all the other ingredients can combine to create a more prolific threat. Future track right now indicating that regardless of the situation, it looks dry through about sunset Thursday. Now, it's what happens after sunset that will be most interesting. It appears that we start to see that instability, particularly in the upper levels of the atmosphere, begin to erode in southern Michigan, which is why initiation's happening there and not across northern Indiana and northwest Ohio. If that remains the case here for the next several model runs over the next day or two, we should pretty much be in the clear. But it's always possible that forecast models begin to pick up on maybe a better opportunity for some storm initiation late Thursday night locally. So we're keeping that option on the table as a possibility. But right now it appears we should avoid the worst of it here Thursday night. Of course, we'll always keep you updated should those details change. We might have another chance for some storms late Friday night, but that is really dependent on how Thursday's severe weather threat goes, which is why we're kind of focusing on Thursday for now. Here's a look at those severe weather risks. Tornado, possible, but on the lower end. A large hail, quarter size, isolated winds, isolated gusts up to about 60 miles per hour or so in any one thunderstorm. Flooding is also a minor threat, but as you can see, we're not necessarily saying no severe weather is possible. We're just saying right now, given what the information that we have, that the severe weather risk is quite low locally. We're also expecting these showers that we're already continuing to see move through the area will weaken here tonight. But in the meantime, there are some pockets of moderate to heavy rain, particularly in northwest Ohio. Paulding, Van Wert counties dealing with some heavy downpours, some thunder, into Jay County too. This area of low pressure resulting in some downpours, a little bit of thunder as well. But severe weather risk remains very low here through the evening into tomorrow. Again, can't discount it altogether, but the ingredients are very much lacking tonight, let alone what we're expecting throughout the day tomorrow. Again, some downpours are possible, rumbles of thunder. Thursday looks dry up until the evening, and if, again, that instability can grow well above the surface, that will enable those thunderstorms to form. So we're still putting in that chance late Thursday. Friday, partly sunny, the chance for, again, maybe a few late thunderstorms with temperatures in the mid-80s, back to the 70s. Breezy initially over the weekend, and then into the upper 60s to low 70s early next week.
Overall, some warm temperatures there, Matt. All right, thank you.